Hey everybody, welcome back to the Breath of Fire 3 walkthrough. We are just arriving at the colony, and if I remember right, you have to have Momo in here. Yeah, you do. Grab her, pick her up. If you hadn't noticed already, we've had Momo in our party quite a bit lately, and in all honesty, there's a certain point, and it's obviously prior to this, where she's I don't know, almost gets cumbersome if you keep swapping her in and out. If you really don't like her, go ahead. But there's just a lot of places that you actually need her, and this is one of them. So yeah, put her in there. Assassins, nothing new. We saw those in the what was that? Was that the Steel Graveyard? Was that what that was called? The last little area we just came through. Gosh, my memory is just horrible lately. So anyways, the object of this place is to turn this antenna on. And alright, so you got a key. I believe it's definitely needed. I just don't remember. I want to say that's for the machine downstairs. I guess we'll see in a bit here. For this place, okay, so the first time I came in here, I made the mistake of trying to learn Ebon Fire from the Codger. I'll point the enemy out once we actually run into one, but this is not a good spot to try to learn that enemy skill. If you really want to try to learn it early, you can learn it, in this area. It's just, it's super rare, and I don't know. I didn't really feel like it was worth the time investment. Apparently the toxic men are undead, so Kairi will one-shot them. One of them is really easy. Alright, so we got a gene here. Which one is this one? Failure. I'll talk a little more about failure gene in a bit. It's not a very good gene. Deep Diver. Deep Diver is, I believe that's a tier 4 bait. Or which one? Like, there's the different categories of the bait. I just don't really remember which one. And to tell the truth, I barely ever use them. I tend to use other lower level bait just because that way I don't care so much if I lose them. Time to blow. So again, I believe I talked about that in the last video as well. You can learn that from the Thrasher if you haven't already. Again, I already learned it from the Goo Titans, and I don't remember if that was in the Maryleap Forest or the Igoo Forest, as I like to call it, or if I learned it. There's like a mountain region where you fight them too. And I just don't remember exactly where I did learn it, but I already have it. So again, these toxic men, there's actually three different types. It's kind of weird. One of them has a very little HP, so one's got 35, one has 175, and one has like 600. And apparently they drop clay base. Yeah, I don't know. They're pretty easy to beat, but that one that has 600 health, that takes a while to beat him down. So, if you've got Kairi or Kiri, I don't really know how to say that right. But if you've already got it, then you can definitely put it to good use in here. And am I just using it on the main? Yeah, I have it on the hero just because look at his AP. I mean, and I think I've got Spirit Ring, or I have a Spirit Ring equipped on him right now. So it's gonna cut half of the cost off of the that cast anyway. So I just spam it at that point. You gotta pick up a wisdom fruit there, bust through the glass, and I believe this is where the key is actually needed. So if you haven't already grabbed the key, this is where you need to do it, and there you go. So it just prompted us that Momo needs to know, or needs to use it. Alright, and this is kind of a cool little puzzle. Basically how it works is there's a little laser that comes out of this machine just below us. And you have to use the mirrors to reflect the laser beam basically between the mirrors and then into the final, I don't know what the thing is at the end. Okay, so we use these reflectors, which are like mirrors. Yes, we already went over this. Thanks, Momo. Maybe I should have just let Momo explain it. So it hits, okay, so it hits the fuse thing. So apparently that's what that is at the end. It's a fuse thing. Alright, so, yeah, I mean, obviously, if you hadn't noticed already, the portal does look a lot like the ones that we've already seen throughout the world. So, you know, if you hadn't already guessed, we're going to, we'll be able to transport around. And that's kind of our way home. So, but I hit that, I flipped that one twice, this one 2 times as well, I think. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So 2, 2, and 3, it looks like. So let's see here. Pew, pew, pew. Yep, there you go. Alright. So the portal is now active. Not too bad. Not too shabby. All in a day's work, I suppose. Alright, what else do we have here? Got probably a couple more fights. I think I grabbed all the treasures so far. I vaguely remember there being something else, like a bag of money or something, but maybe that was the deep diver that I'm thinking of. Yeah, it must have been, because it looks like I'm done. All right, so let's step into this teleporter and see where we end up. Pew. Oh, that looks familiar, eh? Alright, so we are at relay point A, and it says that we have to fix the antenna before we can go any further. Oh, honey, where are you going now? Where are you going, honey? I don't know what that is. That voice. I apologize. Let's follow Honey around though. She always knows where she's going. You know, it always feels like Honey knows what's up. Take that, you little bolt archer. Alright, am I using the... I think I'm using the chain formation. That's really weird. Or at least it looked like it. I don't know if I actually was or not, but that's the way my characters were kind of, you know, set up at the end of that fight. So maybe I did use that for a while. I probably did. And there was probably a reason for it. I just don't remember off the top of my head. Alright, so obviously, so we're back at the... Wait, when did Nina get here? Yeah, okay, so we're back at Steel Beach. So... I don't know how we got in. Doesn't this just beat all? All right, so we're kind of back to square one. So what's the plan? Travel all the way back in the blink of an eye. Maybe the world's not as big as we think it is, or, you know, maybe we just used a flippin' portal to travel around in an instant. That's, you know, ridiculous. I don't think Nina realizes those two aren't necessarily connected. Alright, so yeah, so Momo, you know, maybe states the obvious. We can use these portals to travel around the world. I don't know for sure, but perhaps the machines are a gift from God. Okay. Okay. It's a legitimate plan. Choose 3 party member. You choose 3 party member now. I think this is where I think I actually left. I left the yeah, I did have that on chain formation. Okay. Cool. I left the freighter, and I don't remember what I did. I think I did a little fishing, maybe, or just checked on the fairy village. One of the two, maybe both. Seems like something I would do. Yeah, I mean, I would bet that I went to the fairy village because I did that a lot. A lot. Alright, I think I'd cut this here. Yup. Alright, so we're just right back here at the door. Right, we're, you know, in order to continue. I didn't want to leave all the fairy village stuff in. I don't think it was very interesting. I'm going to assume I just stuck a bunch more stuff on my copy. My little sweatshop that I had going on that was, I think, mass producing Swallow Eyes or something. Just running those fairies right into the ground and sending the crummy fairies off on exploration missions with the hope that they would eat it. 'Cause that's how I do things. I'm kind of a cruel master, I guess. Okay, this place is kind of cool. It's a good place to get magic shards. Let's see if I can run in. Here's the conjure. Okay, so oh man, I might need to cut this. Well, hopefully I don't need to. I don't think I do actually. What did I try to do here? Okay, so these things have the rare book. If you have an appraiser, I think that, or is it, no, antique shop? It's the antique shop at the fairy village. I think you can sell these items for a bit more than they normally do, and then, you know, the normal vendor price. And then these guys, so these are the ones that cast magic shuffle, and so he casts death on me and I get crushed. Okay. So guts it up. So you can't learn death. Anyways, so these guys use a couple of different spells with their magic shuffle ability, and one of the spells that you can actually learn is called Ebb and Fire. Again, I would not recommend trying to learn it in this particular. Actually, you can kind of learn it now, but I would say wait until you get into a fight that has a codger and a, I want to say it's a tank bot. It's the purple robot, because they will cast transfer, and transfer will restore the health, or sorry, it'll give the codger 10 AP. So basically, if the problem is that the codger only has a certain amount of AP, and I think he can only use magic shuffle twice and then he runs out. So if you have a tank bot, and as long as you like don't, because the tank bot does different things depending on like that, I think its health, or maybe it's the health of the other enemies. So basically, long story short, you want to not hit you know, the tank bot or like the codger, unless there's like something extra, like say there's I guess I don't know the different enemy formations right off the top of my head, but if there's like 2 codgers, if you can kill one off right away, and that way you won't have to worry about, like, you know, maybe 2 magic shuffles at the same time. You know, again, you can either and I guess if it doesn't time out quite right, like say you bring one of the Codger's health down to, like, say 10% or something, and then the tank bot gets a turn, you may as well just scrap that entire fight and not try to learn it, because the tank bot will probably just try to cast Vitalize on, like, itself, or tornado, or you know, or whatever the other enemies in battle. So alright, so anyway, so the Insector can cast Tornado. I don't remember if that has, like, a requirement. I don't think it. Maybe it needs to be alone. I'm not sure. I don't really remember. Maybe I'll look that up in a little bit, but nothing's ringing a bell, or nothing's standing out as, hey, you have to do this. But anyway, so back to the whole Codger tank bot type deal. So eventually hopefully I'll have some footage of me, like, at least attempting to learn it. I don't know if I ever actually got it, like, I don't know if I actually have the footage of me learning it or not, but this is more or less the best place, you know, to try to learn it. Again, with that particular setup. However, I guess I should say, let me back up. There is one other, and I went the wrong way here, so that's why you see me running back down here. There is one other place that you can learn. Here you go. Here's the perfect setup. And there is one other place to learn Ebb and Fire from, and I believe it's like something like the Puff Goo or something like that. It's the one that's paralyzed, but it's, I don't remember if you have to be like, above a certain level, or if you actually have to have the clear games file. I don't remember, but this is where this is where I learn it from. So we'll see here. All right, so here you have the tank bot using transfer, and actually, if I haven't mentioned that, I believe, yet, but transfer is an enemy skill that you can learn as well, and I actually really like it. You know, it can be a good way, like, if apparently Momo doesn't have complete status immunity right now, so I must have taken the Ivory Charm off of her or something. But anyways, so the transfer is kind of a good skill, because you can, so it basically takes 10 AP from one character and gives it to another. So, like, say you kind of run out of stuff to do with maybe like Momo or something. That's who I usually have it on, by the way. But you know, if you're in a boss fight or something and your main character is getting low on AP, you can just use transfer and just transfer the AP over, and that can, like, help get okay, so that wasn't Ebb and Fire. That looked like it. That I think he just used the regular, that may have been the regular burn spell, but Ebb and Fire looks a lot like that one. So again, you know, hopefully I actually have footage of it, but I feel like I don't. I kind of feel like I didn't. I think I think I gave up after a while. I had like a ton of footage of me just fighting tank bots and Codgers together, and it just took forever to learn it. It did. It, like, no joke, it took forever. So there you go. There's Momo learning transfer. So again, you know, back to the transfer discussion there. You know, if your main character again is in dragon form or something, and he's running low on AP, you can just use transfer. You know, if you don't want to use an item or something. Although, you know, in all honesty, it's not that efficient. You can, you know, if you've got enough, you know, wisdom fruits or whatever, it shouldn't be that big of a deal. Okay, so that actually looked like burn right there. So I don't know what that other skill was. But, alright, that's probably enough for this fight. I think I'll cut the rest of this fight out just because, again, I know for sure I didn't learn it here. So I'll just cut this, and here you have the last. There's the burn spell again. Alright, so I just fast forwarded right to the end of this fight here. And this was the point where I decided it was time to, you know, it's time to move on, because the tank bot had run out of AP. So yeah, it was time Time to beat him down. Time to take care of business and move on. Yeah, if we could just move this along here. If we could, maybe do you wanna maybe attack this guy? Okay, cool. Oh man, I like the random pauses. Okay, I really don't. I'm pretty annoyed at my random pauses, but you know what? I can't go back in time and, you know, not pause. I don't have one of those fancy time machines yet. Alright, so here I got another cut. I think, okay, I went to a dead end here, apparently. Oh man, I think this is where I backtracked to. Okay, so these guys have the magic shards. So, you know, charm, pilfer. If you've got it and you would like, you know, some free magic shards, this is the place to get them. And I believe the steal rate is extremely high. So, you know, again, give it a rip. These guys can be a little dangerous. They do have, I don't remember if they have access to the death spell or not, but I know they've got, they can lucky strike on you. So, you know, just be careful, I guess. That does remind me, I wanted to check one, possibly two things for you. We get confirmation on the tornado spell. So let's just go ahead and find that info for you, because that's what I like to do. And yeah, so here I think I must have like paused for a long time and then came back and, you know, didn't realize that I kind of went backtracking. But you know, my bad. My bad. It's not gonna do what I want to do. Alright, I'm on the correct path here. The Insector. So the Insector has a Gale Javelin that's got a really crummy drop rate, and it's viable from, was it Parch? Anyway, so, you know, not worth the time. Basically, I think all the, how many of these are there now? Okay, so I'm trying to think of all of the enemies that share the same sprite as this Insector. So obviously they're holding a spear in their hand. The ones from the underground plant are the ones that have the fire spear. And that's the only place to get those. But I'm trying to remember if there's any more. I'm kind of drawing a blank off the top of my head. But, okay, anyways. Let's, okay. Current health, less than or equal to max health divided by 4. So, when they're at a quarter health or less, they will use Tornado. So, if they do, or I'm sorry, if they have, or if they're alone, they will use Tornado as well. They will escape though, apparently a quarter of the time, and then the other 75% of the time, or 3/4 of the time, however you want to say it, they will use Tornado. So you can go about it a couple of different ways. I guess I would just say get it alone, just because it can be a little more tricky trying to drop it to a quarter health, you know, or lower. So, you know, again, that would be my recommendation if you want to try to pick up that Tornado skill. In all honesty, not a big fan of it. I don't really like that skill at all. But you know what? If you do, then go ahead. And what am I just standing around again? Oh my God! All right, I'm gonna make sure this doesn't go much longer. I'm gonna cut. Oh, there we go. Never mind. We're good. I must have been looking up how to solve this puzzle. So I guess looks like you hit. By the way, I totally did. I didn't want to try to take a ton of cuts in this video, so I just looked up the way to get through this, because, man, I remember the first time I ever came through here, it was such a pain in the butt. Like, you know, trying to A is trying to find all the treasures, and then B is, you know, actually making your way out. So these little, those like tablets, I guess they look like big tablets, right? Those things right there, they'll tell you, okay, so the north switch says, oh, what was that bottom left? It said up. I don't know, whatever. So anyways, the big tablets kind of tell you how the switches work. But, you know, again, it's super time consuming if you want to, if you're trying to get through here for the first time. So, you know, I guess my recommendation would be just to follow it the way that I do it. Do we want to read this? Yeah, why not? Let's do it. Alright, so all of them can be pulled once. More than one, blibbity blabbity bloob. Okay. So if you found that you screwed up or something or made a mistake, you know, and you press the wrong button, you can touch that panel, and that'll reset the jacks to their positions. And again, though, you gotta keep in mind that they all can only be pulled once. So, or pushed. It looks like actually pushed because they start in the down position, and you know, you kind of push them away from you, I guess. But all right, I'm gonna cut it here because we are coming up on a half an hour. So, like, comment, subscribe, whatever you want to do. But I hope the videos are helpful, and you join me for more. All right, thanks for watching.
Hey!